Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, it's a while since I've done a video like this because this is an Emptier video, a cheat video if you will. I guess the thing with sort of cheats and Emptier videos is that there's almost inevitably a finite amount of them that are doable because out in the wild there were only ever that many machines that were doable. So I did a lot of cheat Emptier trick and trap videos earlier on in the channel, but as the supply has kind of dried up, so those videos have dried up to an extent as well. I do also, when I'm doing a cheat or an empty video, I like to be able to demonstrate it in the emulator. I know that both Cheerful Pessimist and On the Bucket do sometimes just talk through the methods on their videos, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but for me personally, I do like to actually demonstrate it as well. And fortunately, in the case of Clownin around here, which is a BWB machine, in the case of this machine, it can be demonstrated because the ROMs work. I believe, or I have been told, that this has never been chipped out. It never got chipped out. So if you can find one of these that nobody else is on, then apparently this method will still work to this day. But do be aware that even though this is an emptier, it's a full empty, it is not a free win. Once you kind of break the cycle and put the machine back into normal play, it does know how much it's paid out, so it will then compensate back to get it back to percentage. So it's not a free win, but it is a full empty. So let's get going with it and see how we do. Now, the first order of business, the first thing that I have to do is get this machine to go invincible. I need to get an invincible mode. And the thing with this machine is, it's not as straightforward as it is on some machines. The problem with it is that the invincible board, it doesn't go invincible on feature entry, and there isn't something specific that you can do, like a certain number of high-low gambles or something like that, to get it to go invincible. It kind of goes invincible sort of randomly in the feature itself. So what you have to do is kind of go around the feature here, and it can go invincible kind of at any point, but what I found in mucking about with it is that the best way to try and get it to go invincible is just to start taking the shots. And what will happen is, once you've taken, not all the time, but when it's kind of ready to go invincible, what it'll do is when you take a shot, it will... Oh, I can't take shots in that zone because I haven't activated it yet. It will then just go invincible and you get your... It gives you a little... Oh, God, what's my chances of hitting this? Probably not very high. Oh, there we are. I did actually hit it. Once it goes invincible, the logo starts flashing. You get a nice wibbly-wobbly sound effect. And we are then on an invincible board. And I have to get that first because that is a precursor to get the empty going. So there's not really much I can do about that. Sometimes, I mean, I've got it to a state, I put a few quid through it and got it to a state where it is ready to go invincible. And then I've saved the RAM and GAM file out. But that, oh, level 2, what do we reckon? I might be able to get that. Oh, there we are. So I've got the RAM and GAM file saved out at a point where it should be prepared to go invincible. But there's no guarantee that it'll do it early doors. It does seem to be sort of semi-random. I mean, what we'll see here is that it should actually be pretty... Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. Level 3, really? Hey, that's not bad. I never hit those bloodies when it actually matters, like on Double Chance, where I was trying for my life to hit skill stops that probably were about the same level of difficulty as that. I couldn't hit them to save my life, and now that it doesn't really matter, I can get them no problem. So we can see I am taking lots and lots of shots here. It's not... Come on, you bugger. And this isn't really all you can do. I mean, it should be pretty much jackpot repeater happy. It's certainly £5 happy, but that's not to say. I want to be careful because if I hit jackpot plus repeat chance, I don't know if it auto collects or not. But I don't particularly... I mean, I've taken every single shot here, nearly. So that's all the shots gone now. That could have me. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, we'll have another go. I can't miss them now. Ah, stupid fruit machines. So what I'm going to do here now, I mean, we know what I'm doing here. I just need to get it to go in. Oh, that could actually kill me. Oh, fucking hell. Come on. I'll have a go at this then. Oh, and I missed one finally. There we are. Have I got any shots that I can use in... Oh, no, I didn't even have an extra life or anything like that. So that's all I'm going to do now. I am just going to play it until it goes invincible. So what I'll do is pause the video and bring it back when it has actually gone invincible. Right, it isn't actually invincible, but it did me a super start here. And I've got millions of shots. It is offering me a £5 repeater up at the top there. I could just collect a £5 repeater. So I've got all the shots in the world. I am just hoping that we'll get to see it go invincible. And it does seem to be I've taken a shot that it likes to go into invincible mode. And of course it's making an absolute lie. Let's go through all these shots here. See if we can get it to go invincible. No, that's just bonus shots. Come on, I mean 12 shots, that's got to be enough to guarantee a bloody jackpot repeater in the top zone there, surely. Oh, you tedious bugger. And I do want to be... Can I just have if it hits jackpot repeater, I don't want to risk it auto-collecting a jackpot repeater, that's the thing. So it doesn't look like it's going to be on this board either. It just, for some reason, let's just... Oh, okay. No, continue. It can't be far away. And this is the next board, and this is looking pretty lively as well. So let's start taking some shots even. I've got loads of shots. I've got loads of... I've got £3 cash repeater. Come on, just go invincible, will you? I mean, it doesn't have to be off a shot. It can be off like just a normal move on the board. But the shots seem to be the easiest way of kind of giving you like a chance of, come on, let's just hurry along here. So there's a £5 cash repeater. I've now used all the shots in the second zone. I've used all the shots in the first zone. I guess what I could do is if it hits the jackpot repeater, I could just reset it, but God. And there's, come on, there's an extra life. Oh, look at that, it doesn't, well, we found out, well, we have now found out that it doesn't auto-collect the jackpot repeater, and yet it's still not going invincible on a paltry £5 jackpot as well. So what I'm going to have to do now is just kill this board off, aren't I? So I guess I'm going to land on a mystery eventually. I've got to lose an extra life, and then I've got to bloody well die again. So it's not going to be on this board, I don't... Unless, I mean, it could theoretically just go invincible on one of these moves around the board. I mean, apparently, the guy who told me this method says that getting it to go invincible can actually be one of the most awkward things to do. And he said that because these are generally on a £5 jackpot now, if there is one of these around, it's almost certainly going to be on a £5 jackpot in a seaside arcade. And what he was saying is that they often only have, say, £50 in the hopper or £50 hopper, and they can cost, if they've been done previously, it can cost so much to get them to go invincible that you can end up more money into it than it actually holds in the hopper, so you can't even get your money back. But I'll plug away at it and see how we can do here, because it will go invincible eventually. On the last trial run that I did, it actually went invincible on the second board. So I'm already behind that now. It is taking me quite a bit longer now to get it invincible. Let's just start taking shots, see if we can get it. Because that seems to be the... A shot is kind of equivalent, if you think about it. A shot is equivalent to taking a rick on the board. But as you can see, moving around the board is relatively slow compared to just rattling through shots like this. So, no. More shots, and it's just not doing it, is it? So it may not be on this board either. It's been an absolute pig. No, just more shots in the top zone. And we can get extra... That's extra shots as well, so that'll give me a load more. Let's see if I can get it invincible. Come on. That should be it now, come on. No. 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 And we'll try it in here as well. I mean, I know now that it doesn't auto-collect the jack. So there's £5 plus repeat chance. There's a jackpot plus repeat chance, and yet somehow it's still not going invincible. Some bonus shots, we'll take them. Oh, you tiresome machine. And that's all the shot. That is literally every single shot done now, And it's still not gone invincible, so all I can do now is kill it off. Just got to kill this board off now. It's a little bit like Psycho Cash Beast, I suppose, that it doesn't appear to have any kind of auto-collect. I think the only thing that auto-collect, again like Psycho Cash Beast, I can move back through to a mystery, maybe that'll kill me. Matrix Shuffle, don't really care about that. Or not at the moment. I will care about Matrix Shuffle later, but not at the moment. Oh. See, it doesn't even auto-nudge... don't want that. It doesn't auto-nudge when I had a nudges for the £5 repeater there. It didn't auto-collect that. I think it does auto-nudge when you get to the top of the bonus trail, but other than that, there is no auto-collect on this. That does make it a little bit better, or a little bit easier, I suppose, to do the Emptier, because you don't have to worry about it auto-collecting anything, which does take some of, an auto-collecting jackpot repeater when you're trying to do something specific would not be a good thing, but this machine doesn't do it. So I'm just going to carry on plugging away at this board until it goes invincible for me. Right, I've got loads of shots again. Let's just, come on, just going to pile through them as quickly as I can. Well, I know it doesn't really matter if I catch it going invincible or not. I'd just like to actually get it on the video, but it's just not doing it. So that's all the shots gone in that zone. And you can see it's absolutely gagging to pay a jackpot. And yet for some... There we are, another jackpot repeater at the top. That's all the shots that I can use in zones 1 and 2. And it's done the same thing again. Nope, that's all the shots gone. So it doesn't look like it's going to be on this board either. And I guess this is kind of semi-relevant because it does feed into what I was told, which is that the hard bit of this method, in many ways, is getting it to go invincible. Because once you've got it to go invincible, the actual the kind of loop that you then get it in to empty it isn't too bad. That actually goes relatively quickly then. The more painful part does seem to be getting this invincible in the first place. That's the bit that can be really expensive on the real machine, and that's the bit that can kind of scupper your chances, by all accounts, of making any profit. I will state, of course, for the record, I have never done a real one of these. I have never seen a real one of these, so I am simply going off the information that I was given. Right, let's try it again. I've already got a jackpot repeater up top. I've got plenty of shots. Let's just rattle through them. And there it goes. Right, I have... That's it. Can you see there? Just like, get a little bit of sound effect, flashing light, and we are now in the invincible mode. That only cost me sort of £5, but bearing in mind that I did get this machine quite plump before I started this video. By all accounts, even on a £5 jackpot one, it can cost to get it invincible, and if it's been done beforehand or it's still recovering from being done, it can get really surprisingly brutal, apparently, even on a £5 jackpot. Now that I've got the machine invincible, what I need to do now is fill in this little hidden feature matrix down at the bottom right hand corner, and what I found is the easiest way to do that is to do it with nudges. And I can just see there, I'm just nudging the symbols past on the win line, and that usually gives you a pretty quick way. And I've just run out of nudges there, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll give me more. Yeah, probably I can get it off the taxi here. The other way that you can do it is land on mystery and get that matrix shuffle, because that adds in, when it shuffles around, it doesn't take them away and put them back, a little bit like the shuffle on Noel's house party. It adds them in, so the shuffles are additive. So that's the other way that you can do it. Oh, we still haven't got a feature, so I just need one symbol there. So let's just get nudges again. So 3 nudges should do us. So we'll take our nudges. Just see that, just use the skill stop to land on nudges. There we are, and that has now filled up the hidden feature matrix. So that is step 2. You've got to... 1 is get it invincible. 2 is fill the hidden feature matrix there. So you see there, I've got all 9 laughing clown faces filled in. So I've now filled the matrix. And what that basically does is every move, it gives you a shot at the features here, which you can slow down. And one of these features here is clowning around, which is like a mega streak. But I don't want it yet. So the next thing that I've got to do, there's a very specific thing that I need to do next. This is step 3. I've got to land on a question mark. So now I need to land on a question mark, and I need this to give me real stop. It doesn't always do it, and it hasn't. It's given me bonus shots. No use to me. So now I just need to keep going round, and I'm trying to land on question mark. So any opportunity that I get, if I can use a bonus or a taxi or a skill stop to land on a question mark, that is what I am going to do. And I just need to keep landing on question marks until I get real stop. Now I need to hit this on skill. And I use the star as your citer. Hit it a little bit after the star, and that should generally then give you skill. And now that I've got what I need to do now is land it back on a question mark. So you've got to get real stop off a question mark, then you've got to take skill off the question mark, or off the real stop on the question mark. Now I've got to land it back on a question mark, and now I get clowning around. And then I exchange for the clowning around, and I'm now going to get my clowning around mega streak. But just watch what happens when it finishes this mega. So there's a fiver. It might stop there. It has gone on, so I'll put another pound's worth of credits in. It can go on, but what we're looking out for here is what happens when it finishes. Because it's going to do something really weird when it finishes this clowning around. So just keep an eye on it there. So there's a tenner. And it's still okay. It is actually going pretty big, which is fine. You know, you would want that. And this all doesn't break it. This is all fine within the context of the emulator. But of course, this clowning around mega streak. Now, the mega streak has just finished. The mega streak has just finished. Or the clowning around streak has just finished. And yet, I'm still on the board. That's the weird thing here. I am still on the board. So what I should just be now is in the base game, but can you see I'm right back on the feature as I was before. I've still got my £5 cash repeater, I've got all my shots, so that's where it fucks up. Somehow, that combination of the real stop and the skill, the invincible, everything that we just did, somehow puts it into some kind of subroutine or some kind of loop, and now what I can do is go to the bit where I get a real stop again. So I can now go back to what would be step 3. And once I get a real stop again, oh, it's giving me an extra life, that's fine. So if you remember, I am now back to the bit where I am trying to land on a question mark to get a real stop. So let's just go back round. It gives you about 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3. There we are. So I've just got to be able to hit. It doesn't matter if I miss it, by the way. That's the other thing. If you miss, you can actually have another go at it as long as you don't break the loop. It's a little bit like Super Multi-Nudge, if you remember that. As long as you don't break the loop, it's fine. Now then, what I want to do now is get my clowning around again, and it'll do it again. It's going to do exactly the same thing again now. So I'm going to get my clowning around. So I kind of lost my place in the loop there. Hence my pause. You've got to be super careful to get everything in the right order. Because if you break the loop, it's all over. That's the problem. So you've got to be... Oh, there. And is that it? Because when this finishes now, as long as I haven't bucketed anything up, when this finishes, it should now put me back on. And there you are. It has done it again. And behind the scenes here, even though the logo's not flashing, this is still an Invincible board. But the trick, or the thing to remember here, is if I do anything else... Like if I collect the £5 repeater, or I collect anything off the shots, or indeed, if I collect a clowning around when I haven't done the real stop skill question mark thing, that breaks the loop. That is the thing. That's what breaks the loop. So what I need to do here, I'm now back at the bit where I need to land on a question mark again. I need to get a real stop. So it's giving me bonus shots on that one. But this is the critical bit here, that you need to get back into that real stop skill question mark loop. Best way to get it is off skill stop, so I just need to get a real stop off this now. Real stop would be nice. No, bonus shots again. But you can see here, once it's invincible, it's actually fairly quick. You've got to remember that on a £5 jackpot, these aren't going to have bloody, £250 hoppers or even £125 hoppers in them. you know, you're most likely going to have a £50 hopper in a £5 jackpot machine, so you don't need to get a massive bank to properly empty it. It's not giving me my real stop here, but that's fine. And the bank limit on this is at 25 quid, so it will start auto collect at 25 quid. I mean, you saw there that it did naturally just give me the clowning around feature, and I can slow it down on any question mark and get clowning around again, but when that clowning around finished, it would be the end of the loop. At that point, I would have broken the loop. I have to do it off this real stop and skill. So now I can land on a question mark again. And let's just get that right, shall we? And now I can get clowning around. There, and now I can take the clowning around, and that's in the loop now. It's in that weird little loop thing, and what's going to happen is it's going to put me back onto the feature when this finishes. So it is now auto-paying. It's bouncing out over the bank limit. If you look at the top there, it has paid out now. I have got per session stats, anything that goes over, and there we are. That's when it's just put me back onto the board. Now, I think, can I just do it off this here? You know what? I don't know. Oh, trail run doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. I could have probably just taken real stop straight off that. I don't know for absolute sure. So rather than risking breaking the loop, I will do it this way. And yeah, so there we are. I'll do it like this. I couldn't honestly tell you if it's okay to do it off a real stop when you land straight back on the mystery after the sort of clowning around loop thing. Don't know. There we are. It has given me real stop straight away, which is good. Oh, and I did biff it that time. A little bit premature pressulation. That was my mistake. Doesn't matter though. Can you see? It doesn't actually matter because you can just keep going round and you get another go at it. Will it give me real stop again? That would be... yes, it has. Good. So I'll get it next time it comes round. There, that's a bit more like it. Now I can land on the question mark, and then I can take clowning around again. So slow it down. There we are. Exchange over. And what I think you'll be seeing here is that these clowning arounds are only just doing straight fivers now, because these aren't free wins. The machine knows it's paying them out. So it's just giving like the basic win now off these clowning arounds. I don't think we'll see it going past. There we are. It's binned me. That's the loop. Back onto the feature. So that's when I should be going back onto the base game. At the end of that clowning around, we all know what should be happening there. The feature should be over, and you're just back into the normal game where you're just spinning the reels and trying to get a win or a feature. No bonus shots. So I think, hopefully it's fairly clear now that this machine is stuck in a loop. I can just keep doing this kind of all day. As long as I don't mess up and break the loop, I can keep doing this forever. We've already ascertained that there's no circumstances under which it auto-collects anything. It doesn't auto-collect if there's a jackpot of nudges. It doesn't auto-collect the £5 repeater up there. It doesn't even auto-collect if you take shots and hit the jackpot plus repeat chance here. So the machine itself really has no way of breaking the loop. The only way that can happen is if I do something wrong. So it hasn't given me the real stop there. It's been a little bit mean, but it's usually fairly straightforward to get back onto a question mark. Get our real stop. Hope, there we are. So I'll get it the second time it comes round. Now I can land on my question mark. I think we've kind of got our eye in with this now. We can see what's happening. And now I can take clowning around. Ooh. There we are. Exchange over. And can you see there as well what seems to happen? Did you see that £1 just flash up on the alpha? The win that was on the reels, the last win from the previous clowning around, it kind of pays at the start of the next clowning around. It is obviously stuck in some horrible weird loop here. It doesn't quite know what to do. Would suggest to me that this was just a coding error. Where the machine's just doing something that it's really not supposed to do. It doesn't, for me, have the feeling of something that was put in deliberately or maliciously. But how... I'm just going to deliberately miss that because I don't know if it'll work. It does feel like a genuine error in the code to me, this. But then again, who the hell worked this out? Who worked out that this was something that you could actually do? Because it's so specific. Oh, God. That's not going... Come on, doesn't matter. Wait for it to go back. Need my real stop. No, it's giving me stopper. And, I mean, what we'll do on the... We'll work on the basis that this machine has got a £50 hopper in it. Obviously, with it being... Oh, I could have used a move back 3 then to get a mystery. Took my eye off the ball. Obviously, in the emulator... Oh, there, and I will do it there. I probably missed a few... oh, no, carry on. There we are. Go back. I do need a real stop. Oh, taxi, which is fine, because I can just land it back on the mystery. Get a real stop. No, taxi, I'll just land it back on the mystery again. How far are you going? Real stop, please. No. That's actually going to go high. You can see it does that thing where whichever light flashes first on the high-low gamble is the way that you can go for the high-low gamble. So it went high there, then it just showed me that it was going to be higher than a 9. There's real stop, right? Let's get that. There we are, and we know what to do now. We land it back on a question mark, and now we can have clowning around. Exchange over, and that's fine. So I would hope here that we're all fairly well satisfied that we're into a loop here that would completely empty the machine. And as long as I don't take something out of the loop, it will never stop. It will just keep doing this ad infinitum. So it's already paid out. I mean, it's paid out £21 there. In fact, shall we try it? Let's just try it, because I think we've demonstrated this fairly well. So let me just do this. I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. So we've got our real stop. We stopped it on skill. We'll land it back on... And I will then take... Oh yeah, you see, look, it hasn't given me... it hasn't actually given me the slowdown there. So it looks to me like you do actually have to do it this way round. Because it seems to do something a little bit differently there to me. I didn't have the slowdown to get the feature. So let's land on a question mark normally. And then get our real stop and do it that way. Which it should be fairly happy. No, more bonus. I mean, look at all these shots. It's getting a little bit ridiculous up there now, isn't it? Yes, I'm sure. You'd think, really, that the machine would just... once you had enough shots to guarantee the jackpot, that it would just do some sort of auto-collect thing and make you take a jackpot repeater of some fashion. Oh, no, I could have used a move back 3 then to get the bloody mystery again. So let's get... Come on, give us a real stop. No, no, no. Give me that again. I hope I haven't broken the loop by trying to get it off the real stop when I landed straight back on the feature. I don't think it would have that effect. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll use a bonus 3 to get back onto the question mark. Real stop, please. No, why? It's been a bit of a bugger all of a sudden with these real stops, isn't it? Get it on there. Real stop, please. Yes, there we are. Right, okay. So this should work normally now. Land it back on the question mark. And I have got the slowdown, so it does seem to be... There we are. It does seem to be as specific as that. So if it puts you straight back into the feature, onto the mystery, because that's what it does, it puts you straight back into the feature onto a mystery, and it gives you a real stop off that. That doesn't work because you don't get the slowdown when you get the skill. Looks like you have to start going round the board again, then land on a mystery, and then get the real stop off that. So if I now... That's what I did last time, isn't it? And it didn't seem to work. Let's just try it again. And then, so, got me skill, land it on a question mark. Yeah, can you see? I don't get... Right, I do not get a feature shot. That's the difference. I don't get a feature shot at that point. Can you see what happened there? That's part of the loop. Obviously, you need to get... There's some part of it where you get a feature shot, where you're maybe not supposed to get a feature shot. Because if you do it the other way round, it does work. So it looks like you have to be absolutely as particular as this. You have to start going back round the board again and then get a real stop off a question mark, and then you can get the feature shot with the slowdown once you land back on skill. Oh, it looks like everything caps out at 50. Can you see there? It's not actually adding any more nudges or shots now to zone 1. Isn't getting any more shots, and I'm not getting any more nudges. So we'll land it back on again. Let's see, we'll do one more. I will do one more, and then what I'm going to do is deliberately break the cycle. What I'll do after one more clowning around is deliberately kind of get it wrong or deliberately do something that will break the cycle. So I'll get one more real stop. He said confidently. I'm sure there's another real stop in here somewhere. No. Sometimes it comes easily and sometimes it just plays a little bit funny. But there we are. So there's our real stop. Now I should get my shot. When I land back on the question mark, I should now get a feature shot. Yes, and that's what it's done. And I can exchange over, and then I'll get me fiver, and then it's going to put me back into the feature on a mystery. But if it puts me back onto the feature on that mystery with a skill stop, with a real stop, that's not good enough. I have to start going round again and get it naturally. So I think we've bottomed this one out pretty well now. So there we are. So it's put me back on, and it has given me bonus shots. So what I'll do now, I think, are we content? You can see there, I've taken out £29.40, and I've also got like 30 quid in the bank. So that would actually empty, most likely that would empty a £5 machine's hopper. So what I might do now is just collect a jackpot repeater. In fact, I will. Let's just finish it off with a jackpot repeater, because this machine is probably going to be empty anyway. Can't imagine it repeating. We'll collect out and we'll see how we've done, and then I'll just do a little synopsis on what the method is, so that we're all clear on exactly what has happened. So we'll play off these crates, and you can see there, of course, we're now just back into the normal game, and that's what you'd expect to happen, of course, after any normal feature. When the feature is finished, we would, of course, expect it to just go back to the normal game, and that's not what I'm now losing gambles from gamble on 20p there. It's now going to start losing. So just take this nudge. Can't imagine that holding. And I think our per session stats for this one are going to be pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is just give you a synopsis of what I actually did. I've won 55 quid, by the way. See there, 6 quid in for 61 quid out, over 1,000% payout, £55 profit on a £5 jackpot machine in basically half an hour. So that these could be, if you could find one that wasn't being done, these could be pretty good earners. So in essence, what you need to do, there are 8 steps to this. Step number 1, get on the board and get it to go invincible. That can be the hardest bit. Best way seems to be taking a load of shots. Eventually it will just go invincible. Once you've got it invincible, fill the hidden feature matrix here, these 9 symbols down here. Fill the hidden feature matrix. Once you've done that, land on a question mark until you get real stop. If it doesn't give you real stop, just carry on going round until you get real stop. Once you get real stop, which is like a real skill, you've got to land it on the skill square on that reel. Once you do that, you can then use the BWB button to slow it down and take Clownin around. Exchange for Clownin around. Once the Clownin around feature is finished, and this is where it stuffs up, it will put you straight back onto the board on a mystery. Whatever you get off that mystery, you then just start going round the board again, and you go back effectively to step 3, which is to land on a question mark and get real stop. Rinse, wash, repeat. You saw it there. You can just keep going around until the machine is empty. Apparently this was never chipped. So if there's one of these out there that you can find, that should work. But do be aware that this machine knows it's just paid out £61.40p, and it will be in recovery mode, because even though it's an emptier, it is an emptier, but they are not free wins. The machine does know it's paid out, and it will compensate. But there you go. That is the emptier for clowning around. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. But goodbye for now.